Hello and welcome to the Midday News on CoreTV News. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. President Goodluck Jonathan has appealed to all stakeholders to accept the shift in the dates of the general elections as announced by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) on Saturday in good faith. He also assured them that despite the change in dates of the elections, he remained committed to the sanctity of May 29, 2015 as the terminal date of his four-year first term. Jonathan made this known in a statement by Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Reuben Abati. Jonathan said that rather than trading blames and making statements that are capable of overheating the polity, stakeholders must show understanding and support the commission. He called on the international community, civil society, and the electorate to continue to support his administration's commitment to free, fair, and credible elections. Justifying the postponement, Jonathan said INEC has a responsibility to conduct credible elections in which every Nigerian of voting age is given the opportunity to exercise their civic right without any form of hindrance. Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party presidential campaign team has hailed INEC's decision to postpone the elections. The party's campaign organization said in a statement issued in Abuja that it was a national interest. Although INEC cited security reasons, spokesman for the campaign team, Femi Fani-Kayode, said it showed that the commission was not fully prepared. PDP claimed that as at February 7, only about 34% of eligible voters had collected their PVCs and accused the All Progressives Congress of being insensitive to their plight. It also said the opposition party was bent on putting the country on the path of chaos by insisting on elections on February. And still on the postponement saga, former governor of Ogun State, Benga Daniel, says he is pleased with the decision of the Independent National Electoral Commission to postpone the general elections. Daniel was speaking at the inauguration of senatorial, federal, state and ward committees and presentation of vehicles and electric bicycles to them. In order to campaign for the re-election of President Goodluck Jonathan, urged all coordinators at each level to perform their duties well. He also says though the primaries of the party in the state were not in tandem with its principles, all stakeholders must work for the party. In her remarks, his former deputy Salmot Badru called for support for the president's re-election.
A little bit of time to now do what we have to do. Now that we have recognized senatorial, federal constituency, state constituency, ward coordinators, it is now time for you to go and prove your mettle, to go and do what you have to do from ward to ward, from polling booth to polling booth.
We all have a role to play, and that has been my own plea since after the unification rally, that every hand must be on deck, that everybody must be given the opportunity to also prove themselves and add value to the success of the president's election.
Nigeria's main opposition party, the All Progressives Congress, wants its supporters to remain calm and not take laws into their hands as a result of the shift in the date of the election. It also urged party faithful to continue to show trust in the system in spite of their disappointment and frustration at the decision to postpone the elections. APC presidential candidate Muhammadu Buhari made this appeal at the news conference after several hours of consultation with party leaders in Abuja.
We must remain resolute and rise above all provocations. We must continue to trust in the entire democratic process and in INEC, which has been brought under so much pressure in the last few days. Our trust can only serve to encourage the electoral body to remain steadfast and remain committed to the rule of law. I wish to state strongly that our party will not tolerate any further interference in the electoral process. The rescheduled elections of 28th March and April 11th, 2015 must be sacrosanct.
APC senators and the National Assembly have condemned the decision of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to postpone the February 14 and 28 elections. A statement by the group's spokesperson Abayomi Bafemi Ojodu, who represents Ekiti Central in the upper chamber, described the postponement as a teleguided plot by the People's Democratic Party to derail democracy. The group says the decision has raised a big credibility question on INEC and the forthcoming elections. He added that the PDP leadership, in collaboration with INEC, has put Nigeria in extremely bad light among the Committee of Nations. Ojodu added that the postponement is a diversionary tactic which has undermined the aspirations of Nigerians and deems the hope for change in a country that in the past has seen bitter upheavals due to similar partisan posture of the election umpire. He alleged that the INEC has placed itself above the interest of the people, adding that the action of the electoral body is contrary to the decision of the Council of State. He said INEC and the PDP leadership did not consult the opposition, a major stakeholder in the political process, describing the action as a unilateral decision of INEC. We'll take a break now and we'll be back with more stories after this timeout. Don't go away.
Every day, every hour, and every minute, news break in Nigeria. Things happen so fast, it's most times difficult to track and comprehend them. But that's what we do right here on Digit 360. 2015, would you want to come back again?
It's like asking Jesus Christ if he knew he was going to die, will you want to come back as the savior of the world again?
We do not just help you track the stories, we break them down, explore all the angles, analyze the issues so that you can fully comprehend the stories and use them to make the right decisions.
You can also get all of our top stories on any of our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/CoreTV News. And we're also trending on Twitter at CoreTV News NG. You can also watch all of our programs live on YouTube now. It's youtube.com/CoreTV, leave a space at news. Moving on now, the People's Democratic Party has described the criticism by the All Progressives Congress on President Goodluck Jonathan's achievements in the railway sector as laughable. The party insists that the only railway hoax in present-day Nigeria was perpetrated by Rotimi Amechi, an APC governor. In a statement released in Abuja, PDP's campaign team said the attack showed that President Jonathan has completely overwhelmed the APC with the quality of his achievements in rail and other sectors of the economy. Spokesman for the campaign organization, Femi Fani-Kayode, noted that until Jonathan's intervention, the railways had been in a poor state since the 1980s. He said rather than questioning the railway achievements of President Jonathan, APC should explain why trail projects in Rivers and Lagos states have failed to take off in spite of billions of naira expenditure. And still with the People's Democratic Party, of course, the party now plans to intensify its presidential campaign now that general elections have been shifted to March 28 and April 11. It also says it will continue its bid to showcase what it insists is the weakness of the presidential candidate of the APC, Muhammadu Buhari. PDP's presidential campaign team says the next stage of the campaign will be all-encompassing and robust with a view to boosting the chances of the party's candidates at all levels. Spokesman for the campaign organization, Femi Fani-Kayode, said at a news conference in Abuja that the party also expects INEC to do all in its capacity to ensure prompt and equitable distribution of permanent voter cards. A federal high court in Abuja has ordered that President Goodluck Jonathan be served with court documents in a fresh suit seeking to disqualify him from seeking re-election in the forthcoming poll. There are two pending suits seeking Jonathan's disqualification from participating in the presidential election and now scheduled to hold on March 28 before Justice Ahmed Mohammed of the Federal High Court in Abuja. Justice Mohammed, to whom the first suit was assigned on Friday, granted an ex parte order directing the service of the court papers on Jonathan. The judge ordered that court papers be served on the president either through the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation or the Attorney General of the Federation. The judge made order for substituted service on President Jonathan following the complaint of the plaintiff, Kemjika, in his ex parte application that it's impossible to effect personal service on the president who resides in the well-fortified Aso Rock Villa in Abuja. Catholic women have now declared their unflinching support for Kaduna State Governor Mukhtar Yero ahead the forthcoming elections. They declared their support for the governor at the annual Women Conference of the Catholic Women's Society of the Kafanchan Diocese at Saminaka in Lere local government area. Chaplain of the diocese, Reverend Henry Bowman, said the decision to support Governor Yero is based on the prevailing peaceful atmosphere in most parts of the state. Bowman noted that the governor has shown enough commitment to ensuring that Christians in the state practice their religion in a free and secured environment. Responding to the show of support, Governor Yero pledged his administration's readiness to be fair to all citizens, irrespective of perceived differences. And away from there, tension is brewing in the fold of the People's Democratic Party in Bayelsa State over a plot to remove its chairman, Sam Nokoba, due to his alleged involvement in the diversion of 70 million naira presidential campaign fund. The fund, it was lent, was allegedly provided by the Minister of Petroleum Resources, Daizani Alison Madukwe, to support the party towards hosting President Goodluck Jonathan's campaign rally in Yenagua last Friday. Those plotting Inokoba's removal accused him of allegedly diverting 40 million naira out of the 70 million naira provided for the party. And they are saying that the party chairman attributed his collapse during the presidential rally, the collapse of the presidential rally, to the supposed pressure created over the alleged fund diversion. The discovery that the money given to the party was 70 million naira and not 40 million naira came to light during the PDP presidential rally, which was attended by Daizani. And as the alleged audio recording of some PDP chieftains on how the Ekiti governorship election was rigged continues to generate reactions from Nigerians, Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola says such action, if it's indeed true, shows the desperation of the People's Democratic Party to win the elections at all cost. Fashola hosted this at a state senior grammar school, Surulere, after collecting his permanent voter card, says Nigerians should be wary of the kind of people they elect into position of authorities.
Those people in that audio are the examples of some of the kind of base desperation for power that you can never see. So while ordinary Nigerians are struggling in the sun, trying to collect their PVCs, trying to vote, you see what they are doing at night. You see how seriously that party that they represent takes your vote and your efforts and your sacrifice for democracy. So, and I'm sure now Nigerians are getting wiser.
And away from the story, suspected gunman thought to be Fulani headsman on Saturday kidnapped Dariye Defwan, the 87-year-old father of the former Plateau State Governor Joshua Dariye. A police said the gunman, numbering about 9, stormed the home of the octogenarian in the Mushere area of Bokos, in Bokos local government area, at about 7:30 on Saturday evening. They were said to have shot sporadically to scare people away before whisking away their victim on a motorcycle in the direction of Wamba in neighboring Nasarawa State. Her family source said the kidnappers are yet to make any contact with the family, as Darie, who is a 7th senator representing Plateau Central, is said to be making efforts now to rescue his father. Police public relations officer in the state, Emmanuel Abu, confirmed the incident, but added that the police are in hot pursuit of the kidnappers. He added that the police are combing the entire area, while spent bullet shells have also been picked up by investigators to ascertain the caliber of weapons used in the operation. You're on to CoreTV News. We'll take a short break now, and I'll be back with more stories. Don't go away.
From time immemorial, women have birthed life, shaped character, and by extension, influenced the society. Moremi of Ife, Emoten of Benin, Queen Aminat of Zaria, all women of influence and power.
Whether it's before election, after election.
How ironical, women being so powerful yet have few grounds in decision making.
They see you as a wife, and I see you as a wife to a man.
We are talking women in politics.
A woman will be bold enough to stand up and say, I want to become president of Nigeria.
Only on CoreTV News.
The gubernatorial election is here again. The Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, Lagos State Chapter presents Lagos Decides 2015. This is a platform designed to give equal opportunity to all the candidates vying for the post of governor in Lagos State. All candidates are hereby invited to present their respective manifestos to its select audience comprising of PR practitioners, media, and other prominent professionals. Lagos Decides 2015 comes up on Wednesday, 11 February 2015. Time, 11 a.m. Venue, LCCI Event Center, CBD, Alausa Ikeja. Admission is strictly by invitation. For sponsorship details and advert placement, call Joe on 0802 3924 913 or Jola on 0802 366 3429. Proudly supported by MITV, Star FM, 101.5, Galaxy Television, Core TV, Cool TV, Wazobia TV, Nigeria Info, and Frontiers Consulting. The debate will be broadcast and streamed live. NIPR, deepening democratic values.
Outside Nigeria now, UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon has called for the restoration to power in Yemen of Western-backed President Abdrabbu Mansur Hadi after Houthi militia seized power. The Houthi militia on Friday created a presidential council in a move they said was designed to fill a power vacuum that head of the threat from Al-Qaeda, which has a strong presence in East and South Yemen. The Six-Nation Gulf Cooperation Council, led by Sunni-dominated Saudi Arabia, on Saturday described the Houthi action as a coup. The militia overran Sana'a in September, then seized the presidential palace and key government buildings last month, prompting Hadi and Prime Minister Khalid Bahar to resign. Yemen has been driven by instability since the Arab Spring-inspired uprising that forced strongman Ali Abdullah Saleh
the situation
in 2012.
is very, very seriously deteriorating, with the Houthis taking power and making this government vacuum in power. There must be a restoration of legitimacy of President Hadi's. I'm concerned that all these Houthis and all the former President Saleh have been undermining the transition process.
Secretary General Ban Ki-moon there on restoration of power in Yemen. An hour away from there to Egypt, where authorities say at least 19 people have been killed in a crash at a Cairo stadium, lowering an earlier toll and saying none of the victims actually died as a result of police action. Officials say the victims were crushed as thousands of fans tried to force their way into a Cairo football stadium to watch a game. Thousands of fans without tickets had scaled stadium walls in a bid to catch Sunday's match with clashes erupting as police fired tear gas and brought shot at the crowd. An official, Abdul Latif, says 22 policemen were injured in the clashes and 18 people have been arrested. Khalid Ag Al-Khatib, the head of Egypt's emergency services, confirmed the death toll. The Interior Ministry, in a bid to prevent disaster, had restricted the number of spectators allowed into the stadium to 10,000, and the tickets quickly ran out. The match between Zamalek and MP was open to the public, unlike most other games between Egyptian clubs, since stadium riots in Port said in 2012 left more than 70 people dead and the country's worst ever sport disaster. And that wraps it this hour on CoreTV News. Do join us again at the top of the hour for more stories. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Thanks for being there.